Let's see if we get another 1v5. It was this map we saw it on last time. He's already got one. He's just, ooh, that was close to getting him in the back. There's 2, 3. Oh my, I'm done. I'm not talking. Oh my God.
Give me a piper.
How many times are we going to get this? How many times in this league are we going to get a 1v5 knife? Zipnik's got the counter kill, but it wasn't enough this time.
Quick.
No, oh, nice nade.
Oh man. Again, they literally cannot see anything, and Zipnik, he's got a perfect hole. Takes 3 out. It was all started up with that small crevice pushing the issue.
He needs to be careful not to over push it though, because Device isn't somewhere directly beside him. Very efficient Dust 2 team, but we're going to see a fast banana
defense.
push. Look at this stack. He's already spotted one. He knows they're there. If he gets all 3 with a Mac 10, I will be blown away.
Bullets.
He's trying to do more.
Bullets.
His teammate bails him on the last.
And he could get on top of this. they're waiting for it. And there's 1. There's 2. Oh, not again. And there's 3. Device will wrap it up, and Team Solo mid will take the CT side. CT spawn. Where's that first one? He knows he only needs a body shot, and he gets it. Over on C's. Dupree's going to come up through short. And with the nade, Edward cupping a tag, and he's going to drop. Device doing it solo. Dupree moves up behind Zipnik, so they're both on that ramp, waiting for Device to come up through short. Still a 1-1 trade-off, even if they do bring another guy in the plant. Seized. He's moved all the way up through short, starts to spray out. Device will drop. And Zipnik's in a really bad position. The round will go to NaVi. They're boosting up. And there goes KGB. Mid-move too, and he's already moving all the way back in there. As Edward and Zeus, they're both coming in. Where is that defense? Right now it's not there. As well as Zipnik's awaiting here. Zipnik has really done a fantastic job of controlling the mid. And with that AK, they just wait for them to come up through short. Dupree takes 3 heads.
Lots of damage done from the scout. I think if that had been an op, there would be hardly anyone left standing, but Kerrigan's still standing in middle and unsighted indeed, 2 for him, as Cajun B finds 1 more, but it's turned around by Zeus. The God of War says he wants to fight, and Kerrigan's going to take it. It's going to go directly into a 1-on-1, and Zeus comes away with it.
Played it perfectly. Yeah, but not as considered. Open it up. Seized. Scout takes out 1. Needs the second. Zeus, there's Seized. He takes it. Boondick. As well as Markelov. A little bit of tag coming to Markelov as the rest of Fnatic are coming in. The flashbangs, doubles coming into the pit. They're going to be blind. Well, not completely. It's only Bondic. Markelov kept his head down. As Flusher battling from Cubby, he can take out both of them. So Fnatic finally off the mark. Blade trying to move up through just the T
but look at this rotation. Finally, JW goes down, but we've already got 4 players in the A site. Make it 3.
Gets dropped. They're going to look for a second one. Flusher around the corner, gets through a Blaze, so almost up against the AWP. It throws the Molotov to stop that push to come in, and then Flusher takes another 2. He's got a 3 for so far, but he is unaware of where this last player is for T, and has well edited on Flusher, a 1-on-1 situation. The bomb's in the open, the chicken is looking at it. Maybe you can reveal something to Flush. He was expecting him to come up high. But while it's already on the side, it's like, oh, wait, no, he's down low now. Molotovs.
And they know
Schneider out. Bondic's able to kill him.
They know they're all there, so World Edit's joined back into this party as well. Bondic now with 2. Make it 3 for him. And a 9-6 scoreline at half.
He cannot breach through. World Edit's waiting for Pronax to just expose himself a little bit further. Now he runs up with that machine gun. Putting the UMP to work, takes out Olaf as well. And this push from Fnatic has failed. They didn't find the early frags with the Tech 9s. And Flipsid should have no problem holding this one. In fact, World Edit, there you go, rack up, rack 'em, stack 'em. They realize Fnatic have forced by themselves. Simple, 1, 2, looking for the 3rd. He gets the 3rd, pulls out the pistol, wants the 4th. Can't claim him, however. Olaf will shut him down. But it's only up to Olaf. It was just nothing but a pistol round. You get at least 1 trade-off, and that's through Blade until World Edit finds himself a 2nd scout for the round. That AWP working overtime for him. And the 3rd. 2 in main. So he's looking for just that pick. And, yep, that's 1. Probably be thinking there's going to be a 2nd. And Pronak's going to have to give him the cover, and he's going to. They still lose JW. That one was simple. Running the bomb up. Can he get there in time? Schneider taking out 2, looking for the 3rd. Needs to control. Can't do it, but Olaf will wrap it up.
The ops in and then play for this mid-control with the rifles, and Olaf's already got rolled at it. They're mowing them apart. This is just falling into their hands right now. Flush it with one, as with Schneider, and only Markelov and Blade remain.
And with JW already looking for the flank, there's no way out. Flusher moves so quickly up through mid. The fact that Olaf
is brilliantly because the smokes are already out, so
JW has
Pronax is pushed back.
They don't know he's there. He takes one, needs to find the second in main. He does, looking for the third. Can't get the initial pick.
Get out of the way, Markelov's stuck in the way. Simple doesn't move, Markelov gets caught out, but at least he gets the kill to save his own life because JW could have had them lined up in front of him. Nice push through the smoke by Bondik. That's a good kill, but look at the retake from Fnatic. It's all left to Bondik. He's got 100 HP to work with, but he's already defusing. Bondik needs to get there. He's come around the corner. Not enough time to defuse by Pronax.
Him to go
and
big.
Again, look, they don't take anyone mid, so they're going to have this flank behind them.
Oh, Pronax! Late pusher in through main as well, but they got to bring down Bondik on the back, and they cannot do it. The famous crossfires really nice here from Flipside. Olaf is at least able to get one down the back corner, but they've all taken so much damage. The plan to drop, and they do have it down. They got a little bit of support. Blade copying a little bit of spill damage there, and Olaf, he's the man getting that breach, takes out two. Looking for the third over at the door. Schneider locked in. Here's that move up from Olaf, claiming his third for the round. The last one left over at Jack. Welcome everybody here to the greatest show in the world, the CSGO Championship Series, hosted by the wonderful guys of the PGL production team. I'm Toby1, joined by the Sadicist as we go into...
How it's back.
Yes!
I got it.
Yeah, he can have his title. He can have his title as long as he can back it up with really good information. Do you still want your title now?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Are you leaning over to try and see my cheat sheet?
So no, I got them right here. See, I don't have to have mine above the desk. They gave me my own personal computer. They thought of me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm not special enough.
So to start things off, we've got a Ukrainian duo going head-to-head. It's Flipside versus NaVi. Oh, look how dark. You're so dark and edgy, Toby. So dark and edgy. No, so like I say, Flipside versus NaVi, and actually on paper, of course, yeah, okay, you look at NaVi, you say NaVi's going to win it. Excellent. Coming into it in the last 2 weeks, whoa, graphic over top of us. Things are changing tonight.
Yeah, the PGL guys, there's the hype.
Curveballs for everyone.
They have it. So, yeah. They're over on the couch right now.
Yeah, I kept it warm.
As you were saying before you got completely distracted.
Well, no, so basically, yeah, so like, Flipside has had some good matchups. Obviously, last night we saw them take Fnatic. Fnatic was a little bit asleep on the first map, of course, not the overall series, hence why they're in this consolation prize game. But they've got some good players. They've been able to take down Hellraisers in the recent history. They obviously didn't have a great ESL 1. I would have thought, based on how things are going in Ukraine, based on how they're playing, that they would have been able to give NaVi better scorelines than they have. For example, I think it was the Star Ladder qualifier on Cash. It came down to something like 16-14 between the, or 16-4 between the two of them. My apologies. And Flipside never really got things rolling. Guardian, I remember, pulled out an auto sniper that game and just annihilated Flipside. And I would have thought they would have been able to contest a little bit more. We're back online. We'll see how they do against each other tonight. If Flipside bring their A game like they did in the first map against Fnatic, there's a chance that we might see this go. I'm gonna say this goes 3 games anyway, but we might see this go the way of Flipside, which would be shocking, but it's possible.
See, I'm gonna sit here on the other side of the fence, and I was actually thinking about this over the last 30 minutes. I know we talked about this a couple of hours ago as well, like what's gonna happen tonight. And the more and more I look at it, while I'm a massive fan of Flipside, primarily because I really think they've got a lot of talent in their lineup, even if they do struggle in the coordination. I think their coordination is going to be their biggest problem. NaVi, there was some silly bugger players coming out yesterday from Fnatic, which might have made it so the scorelines, I don't even look back at yesterday and say these matches really are going to be a good indication of what's going to come out today. But as far as just like looking at the teams separately, I actually think NaVi are going to get it over Flipside in 2-0, primarily because I think Flamey is our factor, which we're not really talking about a hell of a lot. He started off really well and then just fell apart when the NaVi roster kind of got pressured a little bit too much. But but overall, I think NaVi's got the ability that that Flipside hasn't really shown me yet.
Yeah,
like,
he had
if they show
Inferno.
it tonight, then fantastic. I'm all for it. But I feel like NaVi's going to function more as a squad than Flipside will tonight. Just from my reviews.
You got to remember, Blade is an excellent in-game leader, and a lot of the structure of that team comes from T-sided play, which means their executions are good and they work off each other well. Yeah. Unfortunately, their positioning and their core of rotations on the CT side, speaking obviously about Flipside, aren't as strong, and that's where I give NaVi the huge advantage.
Yeah.
They know each other well. The map pool is going to be pretty important between the two of them, and from Flipside's perspective, you're going to want either potentially Inferno, but definitely Mirage to come out for you. You're going to want that in the pool, and if things go your way, you might slip in a Cobblestone tonight. We talked about how they might have done it last night against
I can tell you got 2 out of the 3 so far because I sneaked a peek.
Oh,
beforehand.
Really? So okay, so I didn't see them yet. So we're about to see them here on the screen, I'm sure. But
you got 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, so I would have expected we would want to see a Cobblestone flip in, where obviously we talked about last night they didn't want to play it against Fnatic because Fnatic was boot camping it a little bit harder with the changes in the map going into ESL 1. They like the map. I remember Mouse Sports in the qualifier for this league picked it. They said, we're going to play Cobblestone. No one plays Cobblestone. Well, little did they know Flipside played Cobblestone. They picked it against Flipside, yeah, and they came back on the T side. Again, no, NaVi, it really comes down to Flamey orchestrating himself into the roster, specifically CT side. On Dust 2 last night, his rotations weren't really timely with the rest of his teammates. So as he was coming out of certain spawns, here we go. So we got Mirage, Inferno. Okay, so Cobblestone snuck through. So Flipside just let it go through to the end. They actually picked up Inferno. And this actually looks good for both of these teams. NaVi has been very proficient on Mirage. We've seen good play from them all along. Guardian's been quite adaptive and dynamic on that play, but as is Flipside, again, they come down to their T side, Mirage, they need to be a lot more alert and a lot more awake than they were last night against Fnatic to get a better start. We've seen them get something like 6, 7, 8 rounds on the T side, but they need to give themselves that chance. So that's an interesting map. I think NaVi probably would have that. Inferno going back against them. Yeah, this has potential to go 2-0 NaVi. If they can pick off one of those first 2 maps, we get to Cobblestone, then we can look at a potential upstate.
For me, I think we'll feel a lot more comfortable in predictions after we see the way Mirage works. I know we were talking about this last night. The difference between Mirage as well as Inferno, like the rotations are so much more heavily punished with Mirage because you're not able just to move from site to site. The second you lose control of window, you lose control of mid, which can be contested because of the underpass, then you feel really iffy about moving from A to B and vice versa. Where with Inferno, it's a lot easier because you can run through your spawn. It's a lot more protected to rotate your players over. It's just about the timing of the call and being aware, reading the play that's coming out from the T's. But with Mirage, it's a lot... It really exploits, or not exploits, exposes the team functioning as 5 more.
I think
kind of feel
I actually really like the map pool that we have. This isn't sort of a one-sided one map, one side of the other. These 2 teams on these 3 maps should be pretty good head-to-head battles. So we're really going to see a skill game tonight. And, okay, so here's our predictions. No surprise, as I said, coming into this, if you look at the 2 teams and you don't know the history of either of them, the obvious choice would be NaVi regardless.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised at all to see that sort of a 3-to-1 odd. And,
it's more of a value bet coming out on Flipside tonight with a little bit of confidence in them because Flipside, they are a team which has the ability to crush NaVi. And if NaVi don't come out with all guns blazing...
Chad actually thinks it's a little bit closer than our betting sites. There you go. Chad always knows best, so this is going to be a close game. That's what we have to say. You don't agree with me?
You're pandering to the crowd, aren't you?
No, they always know best. Remember when we messed up the Greek mythology? They were the ones that corrected us.
That is true. Well, I'm going to also say... Well, actually, no, I did mess that up too. Because I tried to correct you, and then I actually got it wrong because I said it was the god of the underworld. And it's just like, well, that was wrong. It wasn't Hades.
No, it was not.
Yeah. Let's move away from our Greek mythology tonight. Let's break some other history. That'll be fine.
Well, it's 10-1 already. Just kidding, pregame. Imagine.
That was quick. And we have a 3-op build-up coming over on NaVi, obviously.
I've seen as many as 5 ops come out in one match once when Area 51 was having some DDoS issues and they threw in the towel. And you know what? They actually won the round.
We had Penta. It wasn't full 5-op. It was 4 ops as well as 1 auto sniper. That was what Penta did on Dust 2 when they ran T-side. But that was a victory lap. That's really what that one was. That was go out rounds like, hi crowd, thanks for coming. It was wonderful to have you here.
And don't forget that tonight, I mean, this matchup does, obviously it matters to who goes forward. Loser of this has to wait till the second chance qualifier. in 2 to 3 weeks, 2.5, whatever, how many, I can't do dates and math.
Just say 2 weeks.
Down the road, 2 weeks' time. But the team who wins this guarantees themselves $1,000 just for playing in this bracket.
Yep.
Not only that, they move forward to go against either TSM or Fnatic, who we have in our next game. And that could be an interesting matchup as well, because obviously you look at that, it's another one on paper. You go, yep, Fnatic for sure, no question about it. That's not always the case, because...
Well, TSM showed some class
and
more than us
I was going to say, well, not only that, they've got class and they've been playing better T-side. It was actually, you go back to the end of January at MLG Aspen, that TSM actually beat Fnatic in the bronze medal matchup. So between the two of them, they're actually a lot closer than you'd expect, although lately I have to say Fnatic's looking better than ever, I think. I think their last couple performances have been stronger than most.
There was a... Well, I don't know if I really want to class last night as really strong. Okay,
not last night, but in the games that matter.
Yeah, for ESL 1, 100%, yeah, those guys were so on the mark. It was... both NIP as well as Fnatic, mainly Alu during that grand final of ESL 1, really just stepped up for that. But yeah, Fnatic as a whole are just functioning wonderfully. JW, even in the bit of more of a just aggressive style of buying they did yesterday, he was able to go for crazy AWP picks. That A site on Cash, looking into the A main entrance. It was, yeah.
Dude, we have more emojis again tonight.
Seriously, these guys.
Man, oh man.
This is like probably the best money for emotion subscription that you could get on the PGL channel. I don't even know if I
can remember all of these.
I don't think you can. But
speaking of that, we do have a giveaway tonight.
Twitch will give you a list of things.
That's true. But we also have a giveaway tonight. Yeah. Of course, it's an M4A4 Dragon King. And yeah, we'll give that away at the end of the evening after our 2 best of 3s, this being the first.
Yeah. Well, let's see who's going to get CT side to start with as we go for our knife. As it looks like they're also helping to get those kills onto the T's.
Yeah, by the way, takes down Guardian, so Flipside get a gimme. And they're going to stay.
Yeah, no surprise whatsoever. Flipside to start the CT side. So NaVi are the ones who have to show that their T play is up to scratch tonight.
And you know what? I got to say, I've been awake all day waiting for this matchup to start. Been absolutely excited for this one.
You're such a funny boy.
I know. So they'll start out CT. Now, I mentioned this last night when Flipside was up against Fnatic on this exact map, that the interesting thing with Flipside is all their momentum on this map typically comes from T. It's not often you want to see a team start out on that T side, take things the hard way, but in their case, it might actually be beneficial. Again, of course, they're going to stay tonight on that CT side, but they need to make sure they get rounds because otherwise the momentum's gone, their mentality gets out of it, and they don't tend to rebound quite as well. Obviously, we saw them do it in the qualifier, but against a worthy opponent like Fnatic, they had absolutely no answer, and they didn't give themselves much of a chance. They started to get a few rounds, but it wasn't enough, so they're going to have to be very strong off the get-go here.
Here comes the train.
And look at the B stack, and they're actually guessing right because NaVi's already inside the apartments.
They've got a decoy, 2 decoys as well as a flash for NaVi to try and get through here. And it will be Markelov to watch him coming in. And what's he going to throw up? Nice nade, hitting very hard into that NaVi lineup. His former teammates, but NaVi still do have that sight. Flamey moving in to take out Markelov, while Edward gets to play the high ground from up in apartments. And we're into a 3-on-2 situation with Blade stuck at Catwalk. And Bondig is only now just coming back through CT spawn while the bomb has started ticking away. Nice flash. So C's will go down. Blade gets some really good information. He knows where both of these T players are up. Well, I say both. There are 3 of them. So he knows Edward's up high. Guardian on the bench. As Guardian will be dropped by Bondig. But that bomb's still been ticking for a very long time. They have to push in. But such a defensive positioning. The smoke to give him the cover. Blade's going to be very exposed on the side, however, and Edward spamming through. He's not finding the shots. He's going to go down. The bomb will get defused, and Flipside will take the first CT round with a successful retake up against NaVi.
But that's the key thing, is that it was a retake. They had a stack toward B. They favored it off to Catwalk. They got a little far outside the site, but they gave up a bomb plant, even with a nade and a Molotov coming out, which was a little late for Markelov. He got the information, tried to fall and throw it. But what this means now is, look, not a lot of investment. We got a couple pistols. Actually, they've gone for head armor as well. So NaVi's gone actually a little deeper into this than I would have thought.
They committed everything.
Because they could have bought in the next round. Now they need kills in order to do that. So they've kind of taken themselves out of that position.
It's the A site coming in. Blade's going to give him a double flash. So coming in, Flamey's going to get a little bit blinded, and they really can't see anything. This smoke is in fact helping the CTs a little bit more at the moment. As NaVi, there we go, finally they poke the hole, taking out Blade, going to get through World Edit as well. Bondic still causing him a little bit of troubles jumping over that smoke. He can see at least Zeus, but the bomb plant does go down. So a 3-on-3 situation. If Fam is picked up by Seized, he's so close to Simple, and Simple's not looking the right way. He's getting tagged. But that was from up in apartments, and they actually got Seized. He's hiding in the edge of the smoke until Bondic will come in and see him and shut him down. And Flipside again. This time it wasn't a retake, that was just a simple contest for the A.
Very impressive that they've gotten 2 bomb plants out of this. And again, I always criticize Flipside's CT side. It's already looking like that way. Again, you have guns that time. The first round, okay, it's pistol. Even though you had a B-stack, sure, they beat you out. You didn't rotate back from Cat in time. They got a plant. I can excuse it. It shouldn't have happened, but I can excuse it. This round, there should have been no bomb plant from that. So good push in by NaVi to show some aggression. But Flipside's got to tighten up just a little bit more on the defense.
Well, I think Bondic's doing enough work for him right now. He can't get any tighter than he already is. NaVi going for a quick move in, and they're going for the plant again. So Smoke to give him the cover. World Edit's already made the call. Watch for Seized, who's up on top of that ladder, but Bondic, he's picking up 2 more frags. That's 9 already for the half, 3 rounds in. And Simple, from the high ground, there's only 1 remaining, and he's going to take it simply. Flamey will drop, and 3 rounds to Flipside. That was, of course, the pistol from NaVi, though.
Another bomb plant. Good round, though. They didn't lose anyone other than Blade, and like you say, Bondic's been absolutely on point 2 for him again.
This is AWP time and full AKs coming out. You got 6.4K, 6.3K, and 6K on C, Zeus, and Edward, respectively.
Oh, yeah, no, this is easily AWP time. Yeah. When you get 3 bomb plants down, you don't buy in that 3rd round. You've easily got the economy to do it.
This man right now, the one we're showing up stats and we're on board with, I don't want to move away from World Edit. This AWP shot in mid's going to really give a big telltale sign of what's going to happen in this round.
And they're 3 stacking mids, so Simple's going to drop. They want to get aggressive. He's already pushed up. World Edit and Blade are going to go connector to support him.
Edward's holding back so far. Zeus moving in through underpass. But Blade's moving into a position where he can watch that. In fact, he's coming in to scout it directly. And there's a T player moving in. We can see him with the X-ray. There's 2, in fact, coming up there. So Blade wants to wait for him. Going to throw the flashbang. And then just spray in. We don't know how much, well, he didn't connect on anybody with those shots.
He should have been a little bit more disciplined. If he had been disciplined, they would have walked out to him eventually.
Markelov's able to hold the upper apartments. More support's coming over in the shape of Guardian. He's the man with the AWP and battling up against Markelov. Markelov's going to drop him, which means if they want to, they can have a double. They can have a double AWP. But instead, he'll hold on to the AK. There's NaVi not really in a great position. The bomber's moving back over to B. Edward's still stuck in underpass, and Zeus is being watched like a hawk by Markelov. The second he moves into that top of apartments, he's going to drop, which is, in fact, right now. He's up in apartments. Zeus is pushing in very close to Markelov. Markelov, have a look. Okay, nope, Zeus and Edward. They're able to actually get themselves in, but Markelov just patient. Gets the revenge frags, and it's only up to Edward, who came in through the short. He just holds and hugs that post for dear life. Edward doesn't want to buy this. He's out of time. He's just going to save the weapon. But now Markelov, if he wants to, he can come up, and he will. Yeah, he'll grab the AWP. In fact, they've got the double AWPs now for Flipside. Both have been saved.
Yeah, very good. Very good to win that first gun round. And now they can set this up. Markelov should throw that over to World Edit, or is he going to keep it? Yeah, he does. So World Edit's going to grab that.
Yeah, Markelov has an AWP for Flipside in...
Simple's the one with the closer spawn to mid, but I think he's going to run past. Yeah, so he's going to head over to B with it. The question is, they played it in 2 positions last night. One was Cat, which is more common, and one was backed by the truck. That's where Markelov's going to hold, so they'll have double op mid presence. Edward's there, but not peeking, and everyone else is setting up, with the exception of Seized, over toward A. He's just going to lurk and try and pull Markelov back.
Well, if he can hold him there, then Flamey, Guardian, and Zeus might be able to punch a hole into A. Bondic's already put that smoke up to start with, so there's no peeking out through your palace. There's a smoke to block out the connector. While Edward's getting back inside of it. Edward's having a bit of a battle with him. Not too much of it, though. As Edward's moved up a long way up on Cat. looking towards the window. No one's going to be there, so he slips in, takes out Simple. Goes a little bit deeper on Cat. Wanted to get a revenge, but C's already on top of the B site. Spraying out with that Tech 9, going to get the upper hand onto Markelov. And the rotation have to come very, very quickly over to B. C's is holding it, but because the rotations have come, it's opened up for Guardian and Flamey. They're instantly going to move in, and they're going to get the A plant down. Blade's moving back through the connector. And maybe he can just win from the high ground. Flamey's the last man left alive for NaVi, so again, they're able to achieve a plant.
Bondik's going to go the long way, come up from CT. So Flamey's just going to sit at Firebox. But they need to get a little more aggressive on him because if he finds one kill, oh, luckily Bondik got that. It would have been a lot more awkward for the two last remaining players, Blade and World Edit, especially where World Edit had an op and there was already a good amount of time off the bomb. But I criticized them early for giving up site presence and giving up bomb plants. Doesn't matter on the gun round if they're going to win these ones. So 5 already Flipside. This is a much better start than we're used to seeing from them on the CTs. And if this goes this way, like I said, if we get this to Cobblestone, there's a very good chance that Flipside could actually upset NaVi in this series. So things starting off well. Remember, this is NaVi's map choice as well.
Yeah, it is. And it's a horrible way to start. That whole thing I was talking about with like NaVi confidence playing like a full squad, I'm not feeling it tonight. Their breaches aren't that bad, but Flipside is just playing a better tight defense with the rotations and getting better shots off as well. Bondik so aggressively up as onto A stairs. When NaVi try and push this, they smoke, they flash, and throw everything over the top, but nothing comes in close. So Bondik could potentially mop up these 3 players from NaVi if they don't play this right. With a flash coming in, there's number 1. He can't get the second though. Does inflict a little bit of damage. So this NaVi push, not really coming out as quick as they wanted to. But he's sitting very, very close. And he's going to get spammed through the smoke. Guardian must have caught a glimpse of him or just felt it in the force. But Zeus coming in for Markelov's rotation. Markelov going to get the upper hand, and Guardian's the last man left alive with bomb and AK. And 45 seconds on the clock. And almost an impossible task to do. 2 AWPs and the M4 against 1 AK. Best of luck.
Oh, gets a little bit lucky though. World Edit not collecting that shot. Tagged up through the box though. That spam spot that's so common, and Simple's just going to go ahead and jump peek this. Markelov's there to support. But Guardian's got time, 22 seconds. If he gets up Cat quick enough, no, okay, I thought he might just go for it and try and get another bomb plant, but...
Oh, he made the run, so it makes him think that he's going over to B, but there's no time to move that fast. So fakes the plant, gets the shot. Guardian playing this round superbly, and managed to force a one-on-one situation. The bomb will give him more time now. As Markelov, that AWP shot gonna miss. Markelov and Guardian both heavily tagged,
well
and Guardian's gonna take a 4th for the round.
So well done, Guardian. Switching over to that op on the way out. Baited off Markelov on the support. And they both came up the same way. I thought he might still get slightly caught off guard by that. You might expect the second player to be back toward window or jungle at that point. But he gets them both. That's NaVi's first round. Huge clutch by him. And now they've got some money to work with. And they've also, because of the kills they've been getting, forced Flipside onto their last buy without winning this round.
Well, that is going to go for that shot mid on Guardian. It's the AWP battle, and Guardian's going to come out on top of that.
But it was actually Blade. Yeah, inside connector. So he took the short angle, and Blade walked right into it.
Well, it actually couldn't see anything after the smoke came down. So already 2 players lost for Flipside, and NaVi getting that momentum. Promotion-based squad. Looks like they find the right hype. Zeus will get dropped in the connector. But the B side already belongs to NaVi. Season's on top of it. Guardian controls Catwalk. Edward's running up through apartments, and Flamey's keeping the rest of the CTs a little bit distracted. He probably won't want to get this kill straight away because they're not going to get the plant down before the time is up. So no huge amount of money coming their way. But they take the round anyway, and NaVi hold momentum. And this forces Flipside into a position where they've kind of got to go to pistol round. There's no other choice with only 2K in every player.
And that's what I was saying, the number of kills they got. Now they've got a chance to get back into this, potentially get 3 rounds. Flipside's got 5. That was a great start for them, but I still want to see them get more. It's more than we've seen them get on Mirage with success in the past. But against NaVi, it's not going to be nearly enough. So Guardian's going to set up Edward Flamey back all over toward A, and Edward's going to come around the corner. No smokes out. They just want to take a straight fight on this. World Edit's already tagged, so Blade's paying passive inside jungle with this pistol. Bondik's up close, as we can see, underneath Shadow. But he's going to have to pick his time exactly when he wants to pop out. Edward gets the first kill, and now they turn around. He checks it. Zeus gets Bondik.
Yeah, Flipside weren't really going for any kind of aggressive CT play with the Pistols getting a really good crossfire. It was just standard position. They were hoping Simple could have got this flank in time, as he's going to move himself up through Palace. But yeah, they couldn't get the initial pick. With the second wall, Edit took that bullet to the leg. He realized too there was no real way that they could hold on the front lines. That's why I was actually expecting Flipside to maybe just buy one smoke, move up to that A stairwell. Okay, Guardian, yeah, definitely not going to die here. So flawless round. I expect them to move up and be a little bit more forward on the aggression for the A, or try and contest up mid. Try and contest somewhere, because your Pistols up against AKs and an AWP. The chance of you winning on Mirage with just that is not that much, but you could at least force a couple of drops in guns.
Yeah, and I kind of agree, because they didn't even really... Obviously, they congested over connector, but you're not really going to get much out of that fight unless they come directly down mid, so you're better to try and get aggressive up close to the entry points. Yep. But World Edit tries to go for Guardian this time. He's got no op to work with, just an M4, and he realizes Guardian's already whiffed off one shot at him, so he won't repeat that. Zeus is going underpass, so Simple should get above him, but they're going to have to be so careful. That slight gap in the smoke almost allows for shots to go all the way through and into Zeus. He's down to 9 HP as a result. Yeah,
that was well that he's battling out with him. Blade's going to come in and finish the job looking in, or maybe he won't. He's down to 13 HP after the battle from up in window. Well, that it will get the upper hand on Edward. Again, these little smoke corners that have been played by Flipside are so tight. Zeus does not want to move up because it's just an easy second frag for World Edit. And with only 2 players left alive for NaVi, it looks like Flipside's back on the mark for taking this round. The last 2 players already been flagged over on A. And Markelov's even been pulled off B. They want to have every single gun available here to just win. At the same time, Simple does get the pick off on Flamey. There's a revenge from C. He's taking out 2. He's got 1 above him. Where's that drop down? Okay, they wait until they get the proper crossfire. And, well, not the easiest round for Flipside, but still a much-needed one. 6-3 now on the board.
Yeah, good response. Great response, because this is where I'm talking about momentum, motivation, mentality, all of those things, all those lovely M words sticking on their side. And if they start to give up too much here, they give NaVi too much breathing room and too much economy. Now they've got them down to 23 post-buy. So they'll still be able to force out one more if they want to. Guardian's going to go back toward mid, try and find a shot toward that window. But again, they aren't playing there. Yeah, World Edit's back in the connector. Simple, though, might come around the corner. Oh, no, they smoked off Cat just now. So he had a chance to go for that counter peek, but he won't be able to get it now.
That's a lot of heavy smoke. Markelov. He's really been so good on this B site. Even if his teammates who are rotating over die, he's still able to pick up 2. Or stop that initial pusher coming from NaVi through apartments every time. Now NaVi, they got 3 players in mid. That bomb's still a long way back. Looking for that long B approach. Almost like Zeus has been told to move back and pick it up. They've only got 55 seconds left on the clock. It's Simple. Moving up very aggressively on the Cat. Before Guardian's able to get the upper hand against Blade.
Guardian was already looking that way when Simple first came around the corner. Otherwise, he was down and out. So good play by him. Simple got discouraged. That gave him the shot and the opportunity to get into A. Simple's already fallen back, though. He knows Edward's near that window, so he's going to support Bondik. But Markelov, low HP, 22, has to make it over and help out because they're coming in quick. And
Bondik is twitching left and right. He doesn't know which way he's meant to be looking. He's worried about the connector pressure, but he's not looking for the other one, which is Zeus, who came back to pick up the bomb coming from a very random place on Edward inside that mid-connector.
Yeah, very questionable that Bondik was sitting in the open like that with his back to an entry point. Either push back all the way into the corner or switch to the left side so you're not directly open to that.
There might have also been a missed call. Like the reason he would be in that position
to be there, but
it would be as if like 3 players were called that they were coming up through mid, and maybe that's what ended up happening.
Highly possible, but still, I mean, it's a very simple thing to do to always make sure that your back is covered. I can't remember who it was that made the video. I think it was Steel. Maybe it was Hiko. Someone made that video that said always having your back along the wall, always having your back closed off to an angle gives you a lot more opportunity, and it makes perfect sense, and that's just a really simple thing that almost should be force of habit.
They have an AFK player right now. Blade is sitting back at CT spawn. We're on raw pistol. He just hasn't moved. Like,
his ping's still coming in and out, so he's definitely AFK.
Yeah, okay, now he's moving. But NaVi have poked a pretty good hole. I like where Simple is. He's coming up the back. Unfortunately, he sees. I think he must have heard him. So they pushed over to B. There goes your mid window. Zeus and Bonnie get to battle it out, and it's going to be a pretty clean round. I don't know if Flipsid were just like, you know what, okay, stop knifing each other. I don't know if it was just like a simple, you know, it's pistol round, let's just stop, let's just talk, let's not even really care about the round, move out, get a couple of frags if you can. That's all. Because Flipside, they I don't know if they can really be unsettled already. Because even on CT rounds, considering the fact that NaVi did get 3 rounds in a row up against them, it could have gone a lot worse for them. There's that mid-AWP battle again.
3 FAMASas to work with as well.
Say mid-AWP battle. It's only on the battle side of Guardian.
Nick's up close. He's been playing more and more aggressive underneath Shadow, even with this connector setup. So remember, I talked about yesterday that 2-1-2, but Bondik's still getting more aggressive. He's not playing it from CT stairs, and he's been inside the smokes a number of times. He just hasn't found the kills required, but 1 point the difference now. Good comeback by NaVi. Blade's going to get Zeus. That's going to open things up. Smoke's going to cover off the top point of connector. So
Crossfire.
Edward got caught out by that because he was looking for that peek, and Simple peeked it in reverse completely perfectly, well timed, and that gave him the kill quite easily.
This is that tag team teamwork, and there it is again. Blade for World, and it's the trade-off while Bondik. And can this guy get any more frags on the CT half? He's up to 14 already. Doing a lot of work for his team, but the bomb's been scouted out in mid. There's only Guardian left. I don't think he's got any real desire to come in for this one, but he's going to rush for the bomb. World waits for him and shuts him down. So 7 rounds to 5. Going the way of Flipside here on CT. Bringing down NaVi on that last round. But we've got a heavy buy now coming in from NaVi. They've still got a large amount of money up their sleeves. It's Flipside who are a little bit more strapped for cash.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get out even a single op for World Edit in a few rounds now, not to mention that double op with Simple.
Then again, at the same time, the fact he's not picking up that op now means he's playing with a machine gun from mid connector. Because of that, he's actually had more success, I feel.
Yeah, it can work, of course, and as long as he doesn't take an overextended peek onto Guardian, who's been looking at that spot quite heavily, and doesn't give them the man advantage early, all he has to do is stay efficient and let them walk in toward him. Simple's going to fall back right now and try and support better inside that B site, but they're setting up outside A right now for a take. The problem is they haven't found out any information at connector. They do have a player at underpass that wants to come up and try and get close, but Guardian's still way back behind the boxes. So either they try and take this fight, which they'll do. Flamey, no smokes, wants to go in, or they would have had to wait for the smoke execution. So that 1 kill right there from Flamey could have changed the round.
It really could. Well, hello, C's. He's the first one to open it up. Well done to drop. Bondik's on 2 HP. Trying to survive.
Spam. Wow, well controlled by Simple.
Really barely survives this one, though, and C's is waiting for him in mid-connector. 9 HP. Does he look? He looks. The battle of the injured. And Markelov as well as Bondik. They got a lot of work to do here. Zeus is about to get the plant down the A site. Bondik, he's going to be dropped by Guardian. And there's no other real way in. Markelov sprays up a little bit, but he's going to back up. The plant's already gone down. He gets back inside of Kitchen and just save that M4. It's kind of funny watching Guardian because he was looking. That reason why he was still up in mid was because the last 3 rounds in a row, Simple has been looking to come out through Cat. He was waiting for that opening to catch the guys who are trying to get into connector or who have pushed up through underpass. So
the funny thing
Guardian
about
just
this
delayed
is
a little bit longer.
Markelov's choosing to save. If he knew how little all 3 of them had for HP, he might have considered this. Because we're late in the half. Yes, okay, he saves the gun for the next round, but let's say he gets 1, 2 easy kills if Guardian whiffs. Then he's into a one-on-one that's completely winnable. He had more HP than all 3 players up combined, but they would have held good angles. So 7-6, that M4 is going to be all they work with, and then they'll buy out for the end of the half. But 7 rounds is perfect. That's exactly where they need to be to let their T side, even if they don't get the pistol, build into some sort of, I don't know, again, I want to use I'm overusing the word, but momentum to just try and get rounds together. Last night we saw it against Fnatic. They started to get rounds, but it was too late. They lost 1, and then they were out of it just like that. Now they've got a bit of breathing room to move forward.
Wow, Guardian be more aggressive with an AWP. Sitting through that smoke, goes for just a blind shot. But as Flipside, who are pushing up aggressively, both Markelov and Simple, C's will be able to drop both of them. In fact, it's going to be Edward who gets the second one there. While Zeus trying to clean up the mid, can't do it with the M4, so switches over to the Rec 9. takes two, tries to battle up against Window. That's Blade down to 10 HP. And also forced to retreat out until Flamey will drop him. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty quick round here, as Bondic will also be taken out. 7-7 on the board as we go into our last round of the first half. Who gets to have that one-round advantage? It could be, well, it could be anybody. It's not a full buy from Flipside, like, but they spend everything they've got. Couple of Famous, they do get the AWP. Markelov is the man who actually pick up that AWP. Is he going to hold onto it? Yeah, Markelov wants to AWP this round.
So
he's
yeah,
going to take it to B.
And I was actually told originally that he was the one that was in the double up setup originally with World Edit, that Simple wasn't going to be holding on to it in this map. That was back at the start of March that I was hinted on that, but it's actually, I was actually incorrect. It was Simple that was going for it, so this is a complete change.
Markelov
again shows the versatility.
Markelov has to move to Cat right now, or else he won't be there in time to help out his mates. There were 4 smokes committed over to the A site, plus the decoy.
Well, it's a full change of the guard as well, because World Edit's back toward the E-Box stairs right now, and 2 players up close, one in Blade, one in Bondic. Again, they're going to play this, and oh, it works perfectly because they look for Bondic underneath the stairwell, and he easily got taken down by Blade, and look at the entries. They're all falling apart. Finally, Guardian gets one in response with the AWP. That takes us back to a 1-on-3, but we've seen him do this from this position before. This time he doesn't have the players spread out, doesn't have the bomb to work with, so it's all going to go the wrong way. Markelov, there he is. There's your AWP finally picking it up, and it's 8-7. Flipside are actually in a very good position for them on this map.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised, primarily because I did think NaVi were going to play a lot tighter than they were on this T side, but at the same time, you are still accommodating the new player Flamey. The fact that their breaches, they were pretty solid all throughout. I'm not going to say they were flawless, because
they did get a lot of bomb plants if you want to look at it that way. They actually got
initial
inside
plan, you kept losing rounds because of the retake. I think maybe that was the bigger problem at the first point. It's like they couldn't hold the bomb after they got the bomb.
Yeah, and of course, and the pistol round, they should never got that bomb plant, in my opinion. The second round shouldn't have happened. They were far too passive in Flipside's regard on the A site. After that, they were just well contested. It was actually the rotations that were pretty good. I have to give World Edit credit. We talked about how they didn't have enough money to get him an AWP out. It kind of worked in his favor, like you said, because it brought him, even if he couldn't get that early pick, even if he couldn't take the fight that he's used to taking against Guardian inside mid, it did bring him a lot closer to that A site, which actually complemented Bondic's A style underneath the shadow, allowed Blade to also come over, complement that, pulled him off the connector, and then World Edit was 3 steps away as opposed to, 15 steps away at Windows.
I also like too how it gave them the crossfire with Simple coming from Cat. So when they try to push up through mid or they try to come through underpass, you're being attacked from window, you're being attacked from the connector, and you're being attacked from the short. It's like, so how are we meant to try and breach all the way in? We can't do it.
The other thing that was a little bit predictable is that NaVi never really threw out a B strategy in the middle of things. Obviously, we saw it in the pistol round, but it never really left any guessing for Flipside. It became almost predictable. They were going to contest mid early. They'll play one over to try and get a rotation from Markelov, and then all of a sudden, they'd hit A. They'd hit A. They'd hit A. And as long as they stayed alive long enough to take that fight, they had a chance. But pistol round's underway. NaVi sees them in their tracks. 3 kills easily for him.
And he just aimed for nothing but the eyes. And he got 3 of them. It was such an aggressive push. NaVi read that very, very well, too. They just left 1 player over on A. They dragged a couple more over to the B side. And they're going to take the first pistol round. And here's that moment. Actually, this was Blade. He was the only floater. The only floater for Flipside, but this is the moment. The fact that Cease, if he held back, he would have had nowhere near the same level. Because basically, NaVi, Flipside were caught off guard. They were caught when it was the point where he wanted to move up to give the maximum amount of vision. You see who's going down to underpass, who's sticking up on top. Maybe they're waiting for a delay push into B. It was just an information run, but ended up being a triple kill.
Good nade out. That bounces off Tetris, does a little damage to Blade, but they're already past him. Finally, Guardian gets one in response, but oh, they're already here. Blade's going to go down. Easy kill. Look at Guardian. MP7.
It's not clean, though. It's really not clean, this. So we're in a 2-on-2 situation. Simple was able to grab that P90 from before. The Seized with the M4 doing a huge amount of damage to Bondic down to 28 HP. Sitting behind the bomb site as they're trying to bang through the boxes. Guardian's going to get the kill. So the M4 and the Scout will end up being saved. A couple of Tech 9s given over. In fact, he's going to drop the Scout to pick up the P90. The P90 got maybe 10 bullets out of the chamber before he dropped. But either way, that's going to be a retake now from NaVi. And they go 9-8 onto the board.
Yeah, so great start. Again, but I mentioned last night when this happened and Flipside didn't get the second half pistol, they were just too far out of it. They started to get the gun rounds, but it wasn't enough. Now, okay, sure, they didn't get the pistol, which would have been absolutely lovely for them and would have given them, in my opinion, they never would have turned back. They never would lose the lead in this game. They've still got breathing room to get back into it. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see if they can get the control of this early on. It looks like they're going to head toward B to try and do it right now.
That's a really late move from Guardian. He's only just reached the window, but World Edit's not peeking anyway. But Guardian's got the AWP, and he's going to jump down. He knows he's getting smoked out, moves to connector, takes out World Edit, and then backing up very quickly, realizing that again it's going to be a B pressure. Blady ran up through Cat last time. This time he's been forced in through underpass. Cease as well as Edward. They're the ones with the crossfire. And again, Cease just racking and stacking them in the apartments. Taking Bondic, and Guardian's going to wrap it up with Blade. Cease able to cake another triple kill. He skyrockets himself to the #1 killer on NaVi with 25-11 on the board for him. And Flipside, it just seems like they're getting shut down every time they try and push in through B. We still haven't seen a proper A contest just yet. There's still just been this floater onto the mid.
Oh, we're going to see guns come out now. So Flipside only getting 5 AKs out. Guardian, of course, straight to his 8 WP, and see how he chooses to wield it. Of course, already toward mid-window right now. Blade is the one with the bomb, and he's leading toward A, as we can see. So we'll see if they go for that setup on it. They've got one player coming underpass, so yeah, they want to split through mid right now. Markelov's going to be the player there.
At the same time, he should be very much aware.
Oh, he's going to get caught with a nade.
That was a little bit of panic. Didn't realize where to go after that nade flew his way.
The timing was brilliant from Edward that time. So he goes down. Guardian's going to get World Edit. This is falling apart. Flipside wanted to execute, and it just went wrong from the very get-go. They actually had a chance had they not lost the player at underpass, because that would have changed things massively. They had a player aggressively, a Cat, that would have been caught out from a double push. So NaVi with a little bit of luck in their timing and then great skill from then on. Take a round with ease and back to pistols again. So Flipside's got to be careful. They can't afford to do another one of those. Next gun round, they have to win.
I would like to try and prove myself right and say, you know, this is the coordination I was searching for from NaVi. This is what I thought they're going to bring to the game. But really, a lot of the work in this map has been done by Seized. The fact that every time Flipside has sent a floater or they sent a big strike force over to the B, it's just been shut down. Now the fact that Guardian opens up the account, taking World Edit out in the mid, again, is just tightening up the angles and the options for Flipside to come in. Like, they got one, it's Markelov, in fact, who's now going to drop, and a very flawless round coming out there from NaVi, going now 12 rounds to 8. They're just holding their position so strong, and Flipside, they're not getting close enough to contest them, or they're not getting the picks from range in order to open up the map for them to come in. Now they're going to try and find these picks with the double AWPs. Simple as well as World Edit picking up the AWPs.
Yeah, we'll have the full money bonus in effect as of this round as well, so double AWP means, yes, they use a lot of it. They may not be able to force out what they want. They'll have to go back to Galil's in the next round if they don't win it. But let's see. Like I said, they have to win the next gun round. This will dictate the game for me very much so. Oh, what? Oh. Simple was looking for the jump. He wasn't looking for the push. He saw his leg, and he couldn't get the shot off. So down he goes. Guardian changing things up massively at B this time. And now he's going to go Cat. Great dynamic play, but World Edit catches him.
And the fact that Guardian, it was his way up then. That was the reason why he didn't see the jump coming in. He came over the top of the truck, hugged on the right. And the vision just wasn't there. The fact that he also copped a nade before that shot came out means it didn't have to be any kind of real heavy shot. He just had to connect with that AWP.
There's no one else close to Blade. He just got one inside the A site. If there was a second player on the A ramp to walk up, they would have realized there was no one else home. They still have bomb. Now it's going to rotate through T-spawn. The problem is that one entry kill now pulled your rotators out of B. You've got one at window, one close on Cat. They're going to find a way to distract. They're going to need to.
Seasnet would have to come back. They have to come back right now.
So they've second-guessed themselves on Navi's side.
Okay, now Edward's moving. The smoke's coming out. Flamey's made the call. But Edward's having to come all the way up through the CT spawn. At least Flamey's going to be able to get the initial kill.
He's going to get joined by his teammate now as well.
And look at Seized. He's on a mission from God right now. Coming up through the back. Quick, hut. Into the palace.
Oh,
and Flamey and Edward just team up together. Markelov will be able to get the upper hand, but you see Seized there in our picture-in-picture. He's that man that's going to come in and stab Markelov in the back. And in fact, the time is out, and he still will end up dying.
I think Bondik's assumption was that there was one still toward connector and that he couldn't plant on the outside of the box, even though his teammate was on top of Tetris. So he went to the inside. That flash caught him off, and then it was an easy kill from up and above from Flamey. If that had gone the other way, if he had tried to plant on the outside that round, we'd still be in it right now. We'd probably still be fighting for the defuse. So NaVi get away with it, and like I said, next gun round to me really would determine the game. So I think NaVi at this point have to walk away with this. They only need 3 more rounds. And flip side, like I say, normally T-sided haven't found anything yet.
They're buying up whatever they've got. There's not a lot of money left in the kit apart from Blade, who's got 1.6k. And in they come. He opens up the account with Flamey. But can they get all the way in? Checking the corners. The 3 in connector. Edward's going to get the AWP shot onto Blade. As that jump over from Simple didn't end up happening, but the plant is down. Bringing us a 4-on-4 situation. There's still 3 CTs trying to play from connector while C's playing from the CT stairs. And they managed to bring down Walt Edit. So there's only back at the stairs and over towards Tetris. They got to play around to kill off flip side. Edwards waiting for that peek, and now he's going to get it. Still a one-on-one trade. Markelov from down inside Tetris gets the kill. And there's only 1 player left alive. It's not going to work for him. NaVi will take the round. And flip side, apart from the money on Bondik, they do have the money bonus, but
this is so unusual.
It's rough. It's rough.
So unusual. NaVi is countering them perfectly with an aggressive defensive style. They utilize teams that play passive. Liquid, for example, ESL qualifier. They didn't get rounds, and then all of a sudden they realized they were playing outside the smokes. They rushed in, got those bomb plants, but NaVi's not giving them that chance, and it's really exploiting a weakness in Flipside's T-side that I'm not used to seeing from them. So this is very good play from NaVi, and it's very, very frustrating for Flipside. If this continues on all the way into Inferno, this is going to be over in 2.
They're getting done on crosses. Blaze down to 16 HP, and that nade is going to finish the job. The AWP is lost in mid. Zeus will take care of the, well, maybe he won't fully take care of it. Now it's Markelov trying to come in through underpass. Simple's coming back for the bomb. That's probably an even bigger thing. The fact the bomb was scouted in mid and C's is on the flank.
And C's is going to get this kill easily. The issue with that is it's Blade that had the bomb that took that peak middle. He's your strat caller. He's your brains. It's very surprising that you would see him.
Watch Bondik and Flamey. Flamey thought he was doing the real good job to come in and just control up the T-spawn. But he was expecting someone like Bondik to move out of Palace. And sees him coming. And with a Molotov, man, even if they reach this bomb, I don't think they're going to be able to get it to a plant in time. And there it is. So NaVi take the 23rd round, giving him a 1 round away from victory. That's horrible grammar. For taking out map number 1 before we then go into cash. Auto sniper Flamey.
And look at the
double
money they've
AWPs from Edward and Guardian.
14-6 for Seized right now, 84 for Zoo.
Rolling
it. I can't
Scrooge
see this
McDuck,
ending
man. It's Scrooge McDuck. Dive into the pit of coins. Your pot of gold, you could say. Right,
that's your cue chat.
Yeah.
Subs.
You got the emotion subs. Let it rip. Right, so Flamey's the man with the auto sniper trying to play a get right position. Sitting in the back of the A stairs. C's getting completely smoked out here. And that's going to allow for at least a tip for tat. What will have to drop for that kill. And Zeus under pressure. Has the AK defending window. Looking now up to the ladder. He's going to get the kill there as well. Blade trying to flank him behind him. While Bondik is able to get himself over to the A site. They open it up. So it's up to Edward as well as Guardian now. Edward's coming in through Catwalk. While Guardian wants to move in through jungle. And that's where the bomb carrier is. It's Blade, who's way nothing but head. And Bondik is the last man to save it for his team. He's not wielding the AK. He's bringing in the pistol instead. He does not want to walk through that little hole. Okay, now brings up the AK, but Guardian shoots him in the back. Point blank range with the AWP. Map number 1's going to go the way of NaVi. And flip side. Yeah. Problems in map 1.
And major problems. And like I say, NaVi read them perfectly and played a defense that really exploited the fact that they come into the site immediately. They commit to their smokes, and NaVi was there to hold them off. I actually thought that was the most amount of CT rounds we've seen them get. And I would say, the last 6 games we've seen them on, and that's quite impressive. I thought they would have a chance for that, but NaVi just, again, for whatever reason, NaVi has their number, and they couldn't get anything going. So not a single T-sided round. That's not something I would ever expect myself to say about Flipside.
Yeah, I'm still not quite certain about what to expect from that half, like that second half when we got it. Because the first half felt just so balanced. Like each team were having their own points. They were getting good crossfire. That was probably the greatest thing about Flipside's CT half as well. The fact they were able to work in this tangent. These 3 guys controlling mid, and then the quick rotations into the sites, the retakes. They were getting their shots off, and then they just fell off the rails.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll take a short break. That's map 1 done. NaVi has the lead. And the loser of this, of course, the best of 3 series, is out of this bracket. They have to come back and go for the last chance qualifier in 2 weeks' time. We'll head over to the next map in just a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Watch for C2, who's up on top of that ladder, but Bondic, he's picking up 2 more frags. That's 9 already for the half, 3 rounds in. And Simple, from the high ground, there's only 1 remaining, and he's going to take it simply. No, Zeus and Edward, they're able to actually get themselves in, but Markelov just patient. Looks like they find the right hype. Zeus will get dropped in the connector. But the B side already belongs to NaVi. Season's on top of it. Guardian controls Catwalk. Edward's running up through apartments, and Flamey's keeping the rest of the CTs a little bit distracted. He probably won't want to get this kill straight away because they're not going to get the plant down before the time is up.
Stairs right now, and 2 players up close, 1 in Blade, 1 in Bondic. Again, they're going to play this, and oh, it works perfectly because they looked for Bondic underneath the stairwell, and he easily got taken down by Blade. And look at the entries, they're all falling apart. Finally, they stayed alive long enough to take that fight. They had a chance, but pistol rounds underway. NaVi sees them in their tracks. 3 kills easily for him.
For that peek, and now he's going to get it. Still a 1-on-1 trade. Markelov from down inside Tetris gets the kill, and there's only 1 player left alive. It's not